Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're taking a look at an animal we all recognize, but, we're going to uncover a totally surprising anatomical secret that's literally hiding right in plain sight. It's this one specific feature that completely defines how this creature interacts with its whole world. And it all starts with just looking a little closer. Section 1, those strange sheep eyes. We're starting a pretty fascinating micro to macro journey today. You've probably seen a sheep hundreds of times, right? In pictures or out in a pasture somewhere. But we're going to take a highly focused look at their absolute most unique and frankly most bizarre feature. Seriously, have you ever actually noticed a sheep's eyes? I mean, really gotten up close and observed their face? Because if you do, you'll immediately see just how incredibly strange their eyes actually look up close. They don't look anything like ours, and they sure don't look like the dogs or cats we have in our homes. There's just something fundamentally different going on there. Which brings us to section 2, horizontal versus human pupils. To really understand what makes this so uniquely bizarre, we kind of need to make a direct, stark anatomical comparison between our species and theirs to see exactly what's so different. Now, what's really interesting here is the clear contrast. Think about our own eyes for a second. We have those familiar, perfectly round pupils right in the center, right? But when you look at sheep, they have these long, horizontal pupils. It is a massive physical difference. Instead of a little black circle, it's basically a sideways slit resting right there in the middle of the eye. Section 3, the field of vision. So we've seen the micro part, the strange shape of the pupil itself. Now we're going to explore the macro level effect and understand how this long horizontal pupil shape fundamentally changes a sheep's entire interaction with the landscape around it. Let's see how this builds. By having those long horizontal pupils, sheep actually unlock an incredibly wide field of vision. It's this brilliant mechanical cause and effect. Because the pupil is stretched out horizontally, it basically acts like a wide-angle lens, letting visual data enter from a much wider angle across the horizon. This means they are completely able to see their surroundings, taking in this massive panoramic view, even while they're actively grazing with their heads shoved all the way down in the grass. Moving on to section 4, spotting danger to survive. We know what the eye looks like, and we know what it does mechanically. But let's shift our focus to the broader environmental context here and uncover the hidden stakes behind those everyday grazing habits. So why is that important? Why on earth does an animal need an incredibly wide field of vision while its head is just buried in the grass? Well, think about the environment they live out in. Having this kind of panoramic visual access isn't just some random biological accident. No, it is an absolutely essential evolutionary trait for them. So, the crucial point is this: sheep are prey animals. And by definition, prey animals are creatures that literally must spot danger quickly to survive. They're vulnerable, right? They're a prime target in the food chain. Their entire existence basically relies on their ability to detect a threat before that threat can even reach them. Spotting danger quickly to survive. I want you to just think about the gravity of that statement for a second. That strange horizontal eye shape we looked at earlier, it is definitely not just some quirky aesthetic feature. It's a critical life or death survival tool. That wide field of vision is basically a built-in biological radar system. It's constantly scanning the horizon for predators, literally keeping them alive day after day. Which brings us to our final section, number 5, fluffy, calm, and vigilant. We're going to contrast those intense biological survival mechanics we just explored with the outward familiar appearance of the sheep we all know. Creatures that look so fluffy and calm, but are actually endlessly vigilant. And this brilliantly illustrates the core irony of the sheep. I mean, it's pretty amazing for an animal that looks so fluffy and calm, right? We see this peaceful creature just standing there happily chewing grass in a beautiful, serene field, but internally, they are hyper-vigilant survivors. Those horizontal eyes are constantly working, constantly scanning for danger, totally betraying that super calm image they project to the rest of the world. Which leaves us with this final question to ponder. Knowing everything we've covered in this explainer today, knowing how those strange, long, horizontal pupils give them this incredibly wide field of vision just to constantly scan for danger while they eat, would you want sheep eyes? Honestly, would you trade your human round pupils for that kind of intense, survival-driven panoramic vision? It's definitely something fascinating to think about the next time you happen to see one.